1, start.
Good morning, everybody in the chat, everybody listening around the world. You are now tuned in to Mooch and Crap with Jay in the mornings. So sit back, relax, get some coffee, and smack that like button. Jay, play the intro.
Hey, Mooch Crap, J-Dubs.
Hey, what's up, Mooch and Crap?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey Mooch, hey Crap, hey Jay.
What up with your Crap and Mooch and Jay Will?
Wake on up. It's Mooch, it's Crap, and Jay in the morning. Wipe your eye boogies, get your coffee finished yawning. This is Mooch and Crap. Show. Wake up, let us begin with gaming, news, skits, and call-ins from all the fans. No matter where you at, Cali or Pakistan, New York or New Guinea, this is where it's at. These are Xbox dudes with Xbox views on slander and hate towards Xbox news. This is Mooch and Crap. Show for the people, and they coming with it. Now do you understand? Now do you get it? Ponies love to lie and PC fans won't admit it, but Xbox hate is real and they all with it. Call in, let it ring in. We here to rock, we here to win. It's about the games, it's about the pride. Now Xbox community, come on, let's rock. Mooch and Crap. Make sure.
Mooch, Crap, J-Dub.
¿Cómo están, bitches?
Hey Mooch and Crap, hey Jay.
Hey Mooch and Crap.
What up, Mooch and Crap and Jay?
What's up, Mooch and Crap? What's up, J-Dubs?
Hello, Mooch and Crap.
What up, Mooch? What up, Crap?
You guys have the best damn podcast on YouTube, bar none.
It's not a tumor. It's time for M&C Mornings.
Damn right, it's M&C Mornings kicking it off. Old school style.
Hey
That's
now.
right. We are back. We are live. We are doing things M&C style. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that awesome intro. Shout out to Livewires. That guy is a beast when it comes to these kind of things. He did a fantastic job with that. Sorry about the little bit of problems earlier, but we seem to have fixed that stuff, and we are back and doing it live
from Xbox. We should call this Xbox headquarters, right? Because let's be honest, there's really no positive news anywhere else you can get for Xbox. So welcome to the show, everybody. What a great morning it is.
And there's Mooch. He's just butting in. He didn't even wait for it.
No, I can't anymore. I'm too chopping at the bit here, Crap. I'm excited to get going.
Yeah, exactly. I'm extremely excited to get going too. We've got a lot of cool things to announce. We got some really cool. Actually, we've got a great giveaway that we're going to announce here towards a little bit later. I got a couple new bits to show off. A lot of interesting stuff going on. There's the Call of Duty World War II beta going on, which I got to say I'm a big fan of that. I was digging it. I'm not sure who's had a chance to play it. Like, Mooch, have you had a chance to play it yet?
I did. I played a good couple of hours of it last night. It was great, to be honest with you. I really liked it. The point of the matter is this. I had to get used to it again, Crap. We've been rocket boosters, verticality, jumping from building window to building window. This was really a flash from the past, and it was welcome. I got a chance to play about 2 hours to play with Noof. Shout out to Noof, Snap, Mel, Xbot. Trying to think of everybody that was in there. Game Down Sites, ton of people, and it was awesome. I genuinely enjoyed every second of it. What do you think, Crap? I mean, is this something that you think people are going to be able to put their head around again? Because this isn't easy. I mean, we've been spending about 4 or 5 years, 6 years in this verticality world and jumping around and looping people in midair and throwing them down. Now, all of a sudden, we're back to just muskets. And I know you guys played Battlefield 1, But this is different. This is really old school Call of Duty, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you know what was cool about it? It gave me a World at War vibe. As far as that's concerned, I don't know if you were a fan of Call of Duty World at War, but I love that game. So I actually thought this game was really cool. It was really fast paced. I don't. Did you notice that it's HDR enabled on the Xbox One S? So that's good news. Like a lot of people were worried about that, myself included. So yeah, we have that right now that it's actually HDR on the Xbox One X, even though or S that they haven't announced it, which means it's most likely going to be HDR, probably 4K of some sort on the Xbox One X as well. So that puts a little bit of ease there. It's the first Call of Duty to support HDR on Xbox.
It is. So. It is. And I'll be honest with you, I think this is revolutionary. We're going to tell by sales. I hate to judge things by sales, but let's be honest, we kind of have to nowadays. I think you're going to see Call of Duty do very well. Now, Crap, you made a comment earlier this week about how Battlefront 2 is going to be the star of this holiday. Here's the thing I will say. I don't know if Battlefront 2 is going to leave that casual gameplay we got in Battlefront 1. I didn't care for that. I really didn't care for Battlefront 1. I'm sorry. I'm going to come out and say I really didn't care. I thought it was too lackadaisy. You're just running around shooting from the hip. If they can change that and make it a more serious shooter, I think Battlefront 2 is the star of the show. This as far as the multiplayer world. But I'll tell you this much, because the one complaint I got with Call of Duty Crap is I didn't see a graphical jump, and I know we didn't get the 4K thing yet. But it wasn't like I was also expecting more stuff, more hide behind, more like interaction with the environment in Call of Duty. And maybe those are the maps we haven't seen yet. But the maps that we got in this beta seemed very, very archaic. It seemed like they took a 2010 game and they just splashed some new paint on it.
Yeah, you know what? Like, to me, like graphically, it wasn't that anything special. But again, here's the thing with people, right? Everybody's like, we got to have 60 frames, man. 60 frames. Yes. And then you're like, but then they bitch at the game because it has lower res textures or whatever, which you need to get the 60 frames. So it kind of reminds me, one of my favorite shows is Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
Great show.
But yeah, there's this one episode where they go to the loony bin and it's closed down. And she and Dennis is like, why are they closing these places down? We need to have a place to put our insane. And then his sister's like, well, I guess I'll have to raise taxes. And he's like, what? Raise taxes? Unbelievable. I already pay enough taxes. And she goes, well, I guess they'll have to close down. And he's like, close down? What? Unacceptable. So he just goes back and forth. That's how it is with this. People are like, I want 60 frames. And then they're like, but it's that same engine with low res textures. What? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it reminded me of. I was watching that episode the other day. Hilarious.
It really is, right? We kind of want our cake and eat it too. Here's the thing, folks. I've said this. Now, gamers, please hear me out. Okay? What I don't understand is we sit here and complain about the cost of the console itself. And that's fine. We're all consumers, right? We shouldn't be just throwing thousands of dollars for a box every 3 years to Sony and Microsoft. I get that. Don't get me wrong. We are consumers first. But we sit here and we're like, I want 4K. I want 60 frames. I want flawless. I want more textures. I want this. And I want these games to come out every 2 years. Guys, that costs money. Like, if you want a table, you walk up to a restaurant, you're like, how long's the wait? It's going to be an hour and a half for a table of 4. You slip that guy $100 bill, you got a table, okay? But it costs you money. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you wait the hour and a half. In this case, if you don't want to pay money to Microsoft and Sony, and you complain that you only want a $400 or $500 box, this is what you get. There's compromise. Life is full of compromise, and that's the part that Crap's kind of talking about. You can't complain and then say, myself personally, this is me. And this is a me problem. I have no problem if Microsoft said I can give you a 4K 60 box November 7th and it's going to cost $700. I'm in. I'm not speaking for you guys. I'm speaking for myself. I'm in because I have a TV and I am also a gamer that's ready for that experience. If you guys aren't ready for that experience or 700s, they told you a year and a half ago. A year and a half ago. If you bring back your beer cans in college, you can get $50 a month. Come on. There's absolutely no reason you can't build up to $700. They could, for $700, Crap. Would you think that for that price they probably could have got us? I'm just throwing numbers out there, right? I mean, that could have been 4K 60 easy. They could have got some newer tech in the box. Yeah. But the thing is, they know people will faint and pass out and they'll have bad press the rest of the year if they were $700 for a box.
Yeah, I hear you. For me, I don't mind the price is totally reasonable. And then I think obviously with what they're offering in terms of having the best place to play every single game, fantastic. I like what they're doing in terms of that. Again, it's not all great news on the Xbox side, but I do like a lot of what they're doing in terms of.
And don't get me wrong, Crap. I don't mean to say I'm complaining about it. I'm saying that I'm using your example. Yeah. You're saying, well, people, it's just like that's everything's sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah. What? I heard taxes.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If you don't want stuff to go up, folks, that's just the way it is. I mean, even as simple as this, right? I don't even know if they do it anymore at McDonald's. But if you wanted the king size fry and the king soda back in the day, you had to supersize it. You're like, no, but I want what he got over there. See that guy over there with a huge thing of fries? Yes, sir. It's an extra $1 for the supersize. I don't want to pay the extra $1. Okay, then you get the large fry. What do you want from me? It is what it is, guys. This has been since the beginning of time. But gamers get upset the minute they hear $500-$600 for a box. I don't. You're getting 3 years of service out of this thing, and you're using it for everything. The idea of what these boxes are and what they became is what Sony and Microsoft originally envisioned. We're doing YouTube on them. We're streaming the web. I mean, pretty soon you're going to be getting. We're going to probably talk about it later on. Crap. We got keyboard and mouse probably coming soon to the Xbox One X when that news comes. I know. But I mean, I'm not saying you have to like any of this stuff. But I mean, myself as a gamer. 3 years, 4 years with a box at $700. I don't personally have a problem with that, especially when you get a year's heads up. It wouldn't be cool if they said launching in 2 days. You'd be like, what? What happened?
Yeah,
it's a year and a half. You know?
Yeah, you know what the problem is? I think that at $700, if there's a cheaper version, people will go with the cheaper version. And so you're going to actually have yourself less people to play against. This is my problem. Like, I know it sounds old hat because Crap Gamer doesn't want to play against keyboard and mouse. Well, what's wrong with options? Crap, burp. We should have options, right? So, and I've gone over this a million times, and I actually saw Jez Gordon made a good video on this because mouse and keyboard support is coming to Xbox One. Here's the problem. My main problem is this. Yes, they're going to give you an option to not play against keyboard and mouse people, but it's still going to dilute the pool of multiplayer people because some probably will. So you're automatically going to have less people to play against than what you needed. And then when it gets down to it and it gets like the player pool gets lower and lower, you probably won't have a chance to actually play against other people. You're going to be forced to do that, and for especially shooter games, I don't want anything to do with mouse and keyboard, absolutely nothing to do with mouse and keyboard on my console at all. So hopefully we can do that. J-Dubs, if you're listening, can you play us a voicemail? Because we've got a ton of them.
Yes, we do. Our first voicemail is from Vicious.
Nice.
Hey guys, this is Vicious, first time caller and Patreon supporter. I love the show and what you guys do. I also love the XOXO podcast you guys did earlier in the week. It was my first one, and even though it was a test run, it was still pretty cool. Definitely worth watching. I do have a question for each of you. Mooch, you're first. On the Crossfire, y'all were talking about Destiny 2 being rushed. So I was wondering, because it could have been rushed, do you think it could still have some of the same problems as the first one, or that they definitely learned their lesson? And then Crap, as one of 5 people that was actually looking forward to Phantom Dust, I'm wondering why they couldn't commit to it, even though when they first brought it up, they were really excited about it. So I'm really curious to what you guys have to say, what you guys think on that. Like I said, I love the show. I love what y'all guys do. All right, I'll be listening in. Thanks.
All right, yeah. So I'll tell you the truth. Let me answer first, Crap. So
okay. Destiny
2 rushed. Listen, it was rushed. We know this. The contracts all kind of leaked out. We saw that they had to do what they had to do to get it out. I'll be honest with you. I don't think you're going to run into the same problems. I don't know what he means, but what Vicious means by the same problems. I don't think you're going to have that kind of a problem again with like they took the orbit, like sitting in orbit forever. That's gone. I think that you had other issues with like getting in and out of multiplayer. I think all those bugs are fixed because a lot of people are making a joke that it's Destiny 1.5. That's fine. I can kind of ride along with that as well, that it's Destiny 1.5. The fact that it is 1.5 means they haven't changed the actual essential code, which means that this just gets more and more and more polished. So I don't think you're going to run into those problems. Now, do I think that Destiny 2 is going to solve all the problems for all the haters out there that didn't like Destiny? No, unfortunately, that's where Vicious is right. You're not going to have that. You're still going to have people that don't like Destiny, not like Destiny. This is just Destiny again, folks. So they've changed a couple things to make things faster and cleaner, and they neaten things up, and they gave you a new subclass, and probably, there's all new loot, there's all new guns. That's why you kind of get into a game. But realistically, don't think you're getting Destiny 2. I'm not ever going to try and sell somebody Destiny 2 for the wrong reasons. Destiny 2 is Destiny again. And if you don't like Destiny, you're not going to like it. So, Vicious, I hope I answered your question. But yes, they were semi-rushed because of contractual reasons.
Yeah, Destiny is just Destiny to me. I want to like Destiny, but the fact that it's just basically Destiny 1.5, and they're doing like a lot of the same mistakes with lackluster. I guess there's less actual campaign missions this time, and they lowered the multiplayer to only 4. It just seems really kind of like they didn't learn. You got to pay for DLC, and in a time when most other games aren't making you do that anymore. So I guess I feel a little bit like that's a misstep. It's going to divide a lot of the player base. Right now, when I hop in and play Destiny, right, Destiny 1, there's only one mode that I can play with people, right? It's always somebody doesn't have the maps, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's ridiculous. And I've spent something like $120 on Destiny 1.
Well, so wait a minute, Crab. I have to kind of call you out on that one. I've almost never had that problem on Destiny, because the fact of the matter is the people that are in the Destiny community, they buy everything. I think there's a very small group of people that haven't bought the maps or the DLC or the season pass in that retrospect. I think especially with D2, you're really not going to have that problem, and I'll tell you why. Just last night, shout out to a few more people. Let me take a second here, because a few people were like, hey, what about me? Lethal Papa, Noof, playing with a bunch of people last night. And they were saying that they were in or out on Destiny. Here's the thing. The people that are in this time around, they know what Destiny is. So people are going in, and they're going all in. I mean, they're buying the $100 one. They're going all in, or it's the exact opposite. They're out. They are out. So there's not going to be a problem where you buy Destiny and you're like, damn it all, my friend didn't get the season pass like I did. That's not going to happen. You're either all in this time or you're all out. Either way, it's beneficial to the game. And beneficial to the gamer.
I got my left foot in, but my right foot out.
Crap, you are always the enigma, the mystery wrapped in a puzzle. Yes, which is fine. That's fine. I just personally, I think that you're not, myself personally, if I had to take a bet, you're not going to buy the season pass. You're not.
Yeah, like here's the thing. If I love the game, if I get the game and I'm loving me some Destiny 2,
right,
then I'll probably get the season pass.
Right.
But the problem is, I don't know if I see myself loving Destiny 2 enough to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if everybody's playing it, like I thought originally everybody was going to get this game. Everybody was going to get Destiny 2. And then I find out not everybody's getting Destiny 2.
Let me tell you something, Crap. A lot of people are full of crap. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. People that are saying no, they're not. They are not getting it this Tuesday night at midnight. But 2 Tuesday nights from midnight, they'll probably have it. Because once they see that 3 out of 5 friends have it, and they're not in the mood to just play, just the DLC that came out for Uncharted or just Cuphead all the way till November. I know there's Shadow of War coming out in October, and tell me if I'm wrong here. And I know there's Forza 7 coming out, but Forza 7 is really not going to be purchased big time by the hardcore until the X comes out. And then you've got what else? Then we have our big releases in November. So why wouldn't you pick up Destiny if 2 or 3 out of your 5 friends has it in September, October? That's 60 days where you're going to tell me you're going to sit on your hands for Cuphead. I just don't see that. Destiny's a well-produced, well-polished game.
Well-produced, well-polished turd.
Oh,
but yeah.
There it is, folks.
You got it right there. So we got Triple Cup Chuck on the line.
Oh, yes.
On the voicemail. So let's go ahead and hear what Triple Cup has to say.
What up with your crapping Mooch and J Dubs, or should I say DJ Jazzy J Dubs? You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm up. Hey, now, I got a side on the side with Jay on this one here when he was saying about the beer, and y'all was saying beers and stuff like that, but it was a liquid. So let's say if you go to the store and you go get some water, and you be like, hey, go to the store and bring me a 6-pack of waters. No, you just say, go bring me a 6-pack of water. They all liquid, so I guess they go together, so it should be the same way. Well, that's just my opinion about that. Well, my question for you, Crap and Mooch, is, y'all ready for this one? Here go the question. All right. Which one had the worst add-ons, like a peripheral, like let's say PlayStation with their PlayStation VR, Xbox with their Xbox One Connect, or Nintendo with the, the Switch? But anyway though, well, this your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm out.
Interesting.
So he's saying basically which peripheral was the biggest failure of all?
Yeah.
Man, go ahead, Crap. I know you've bought a lot more. I've bought a lot of
this
peripherals.
generation or overall?
I think he's saying all overall.
I would say maybe the PlayStation Move. Basically because I think that's probably, they really tried to get a hold of that Wii demographic.
Right.
And I know people are going to go, but what about the Kinect? Man, the Kinect was the fastest selling thing in the history of an electronics. So even if you hated it, it still sold incredibly well, whereas the Move didn't sell for shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go ahead. I hate to just, because I always like to give a counter. I would say the Move Sticks are the worst for this particular generation because the Move came out actually last gen. I don't know. I would actually almost say like if you want to go back in time, the Power Glove was a flop with Nintendo.
Oh, that thing was
was terrible. I mean, people were getting rotator cuff surgery because you had to keep your hand at a 90-degree angle for 6 hours. Yeah, I mean, that was a bomb. There was a few things. Rob the Robot, if they didn't put that in a couple of boxes, Nintendo would have had a hard time with that.
Here's the thing with Rob the Robot, though. Rob the Robot was just a way, if you look back at the time, a lot of people don't know, the gaming industry had crashed at that time here in America. So they used Rob the Robot as a Trojan horse. They sell it as like this, a toy. You know what I mean? Like, get a toy. It's an entertainment system. You know what I mean? Like, you can use this robot and it interacts. Realistically, that's all it was. And then basically, once it became such a popular thing, they dropped support of the robot like super fast.
Right. I totally agree with that. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, good question by Triple Cup, because when you look at all these, you know what, though? We learned something, though. I want to take Triple Cup's question and I want to expand on it. Here's my thing. I think we've all learned something, and I think Xbox really learned the hard way. Enough with the peripheral. We're done with it. Yeah. Make the controller something fantastic. Give the controller more options, more of this, more of that on it, and stop. Because we're not doing that. And I know, Crap, don't get me wrong. I don't blame you. And I actually applaud you to a certain extent with your whole, let's build up a little bit of the VR. VR is dead, folks. VR is so dead.
Let's not say things we can't take back.
It's dead. And I'll tell you right now, not only is it dead, people were writing me all week. And it was off the cuff. People were just like, Mooch, the thing about VR that bothers me is I just don't ever want to come home and put that on night after night after night. A. B, the other thing is, if you don't believe me that VR is dead, they're giving away rigs on PS Plus this month. That was the game that was going to be like the one that set the bar for multiplayer. Like, when a multiplayer game becomes hot, like PUBG, okay, I got to have it. Well, rigs was supposed to be that multiplayer game for VR. And what? How long ago did Rigs come out? 6-7 months ago? 8 months ago?
Yeah, it was a launch game, I think.
Okay, a year ago. It's free.
Yeah,
it's free.
Well, the reason why they're doing it is to help sell more VRs, right? Because they lowered the price of VR, they included the camera in with VR, and now they're giving you a really good representation of a VR game for free for not only 1 month, but I think it's like 2 months or multiple months, just to try to push that a little bit as incentive to get one of the better VR games if you buy the VR headset. I like VR. I think it's a lot of fun. I think that more people need
fun.
Listen, I was in that camp that didn't like VR. I was like, it's going to flop. It sucks. But then when you actually play it, I actually do enjoy it and think that it's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of interesting.
I've had it for 5 weeks. I haven't used it in 4. I don't see the hookup.
Because you're like,
where's the value though? I don't want to swim with the fishes or luge down the streets of San Francisco.
Well, I mean, if that's not, then it might not be for you. But I think that there is a certain amount of people that want that. You know what I mean? Hey, I want to say, everybody in the chat, go ahead and hit that like button as we get over 500. I'm about to drop a Call of Duty World War II Xbox One beta code in the chat.
Nice.
So you guys get ready. When we hit 200 likes, I'm going to drop that beta code. So go ahead and do that for us. Thank you guys for joining us so much today. We really do appreciate it. Yeah. I think we want to jump into our next voicemail, and it is Tony, the former pony. We haven't heard from him in a while.
It has been a minute.
Let's hear what he has to say.
Top! G! Hey, Mooch. Hey, Crap. It's Tony, the former pony, back again. What up, Jay? What up, chat? Now, a little while ago, I left a message about PUBG and how cool it would be if Xbox secured that game as an exclusive, and they need to do that. They need to pull their finger out of their ass and do something, and they did that. And guys, I think it's fantastic. You know, this game is only on Xbox, and it's going to be great. A lot of people say, you know, oh, well, it's only a preview game, but hey, guys, it's only a preview game on PC, and it's setting the PC world on fire. So don't be fooled. This game is going to be a console seller. It's going to sell consoles, and it's going to be a preview game, guys. No marketing deals, a preview game, a couple of exclusives in 1 year, AAA, and Xbox is going to take out 2017 in 3 fucking months. So that's pending, of course, when the game gets released. Anyway, guys, I think it's fantastic, and, you know, but, Tony, it's getting released on PlayStation 4, too. Yeah, but at the moment, it's only on Xbox. Yeah, but it don't matter. It's going to get released on PlayStation 4 sometime. Yeah, but right now, it's only on Xbox. Right now, it's only coming to Xbox. They ain't do the code yet for PlayStation 4. Yeah, but, no, yeah, buts, motherfucker. It's only on Xbox. Now, shut the fuck up. Buy a damn Xbox. You want to play it. All right, bye.
That was great. That was really great to hear Tony beat the shit out of Tony. That was great.
Yeah, well, you know what? Like PUBG,
yeah,
good for Microsoft for getting that thing. For being able to get that this holiday, that's big because they didn't have anything else.
Shout out to Swift Arsenal said, you know, I don't see Arsonist. I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, but he's made a point. He says I don't really see PUBG being the Xbox savior. I'm not saying it's the Xbox savior, but I'm definitely going to tell you this much: it's the Xbox helper outer. It can't hurt, right? There's a lot of people that are seeing this game. They're not PC people. This is going to be the only avenue for probably a year. I would say a year is safe. So, I mean, this is a big deal as far as if you want to play it, this is the only place you can play it. That being said, no, I don't think all of a sudden you're going to see an extra 15 million Xbox One X's being purchased. And crap, I don't want to go back to an old, but I have to, you know, shout out to Danny Boy, Supersonic Station. He's like, you know, just because Mooch doesn't like VR doesn't mean VR sucks. Listen, I'm not the say all end all. But you do have to understand something. I watch a lot of Danny's channel. I really do. Whenever he does a new VR game, I usually pop in and check it out because I want to see. And he does a lot of Oculus stuff. He doesn't do a lot of PSVR. He does a lot of Oculus stuff. And it just looks like shooting, you know, what is it? Shooting ducks in a barrel, you know, or, hey, I put this from left to right. Hey, join me tomorrow while we throw the rubber ducky in a tub. And I'm like, I'm not saying the tech isn't cool. It's cool. But the games personally, I literally, Noof hit me up last night. Shut that damn dog up. I love that. That's one of my favorite lines you have, Crap. But nonetheless, Noof hit me up at about 11:45 Eastern last night. He's like, Mooch, any chance you're up for some Call of Duty? I was exhausted. I had a really long day. But you know what? That game and my friends lured me in. Now, fast forward that to next week, 11:45. Crap goes, hey, you want to play Riggs? At 11:45, no, I don't feel like getting out my entire orchestra of components to play Riggs and probably puke. Like, it's just not fun, and it doesn't have that hashtag fun that I can't wait to do it. Now, you're probably saying, come on, Mooch, how about Sunday afternoon, 2 o'clock? Maybe perfect. Everything's perfect conditions. Is somebody else already set up the helmet for you? Everything's ready to rock and roll. Okay, yeah, I'll put it on and play for a little while. But that's so rare. We're all moving at the speed of light. VR takes too much time. Now, Phil did say that he thought once we're untethered and this and that, VR would come around. And I know that there's the mixed reality headsets that are coming out. And that's, I think, what you meant, Crap, when you're like, be careful what you say because the future things can get better.
Well, no, I like VR. I think VR is too big for them to stop trying to improve on that and do things with it. I think that we're going to see VR come to the Xbox One X, and we're going to see Sony continue to push VR on the PS4. You know, it's got like Doom, it's got Skyrim, it's got, you know, Fallout 4. There's a lot of great stuff to really like about VR. It's not for everyone, for sure.
Absolutely.
But then again, Neo isn't for everyone, and Hellblade isn't for everyone, and Halo isn't for everyone. You know, nothing's for everyone, but it does have its own little dedicated corner, I believe.
You're talking about a lot of equipment. It's a lot of setup time. Just so you guys know, and you know, the chat's really great right now. I tell you, I agree with a lot of what they're saying. But the thing is, Crap, when I go to hook up and I leave because the way that the setup goes for people that don't know, your HDMI goes from your PS4 into your the processing unit for the VR, and then from the VR it goes out to your HDMI for the TV. And when you do that, you disable HDR. Okay. And I don't know about you guys, but a lot of these games on PlayStation are HDR now. They're coming around. They're starting to, it's not the greatest quality, but it's coming around. I'd rather have that. I have to unhook and hook it back up. A lot of people have their entertainment center where it's not just a college desk. You know, we're always looking at the least common denominator. A lot of people have an entertainment center. That's a lot of work for me to pull everything out, get behind there, take all the wiring I have neatly placed, unhook, rehook. It's a nightmare. And a lot of people are in that situation. And let me tell you something. You think that's not a deterrent. You take now it's $350. You take a $350 price tag, all that equipment, all that rigmarole to hook back and forth up to get HDR on your PS4, and then the games are subpar. Like, it's not there, folks. I don't care.
Here's how I do it, though. Like, I have an HDMI selector, so I always have an extra one just there. And then when I use HDR, I just plug the
I have one of those too for my
there,
TV.
so.
I may have to get another one. Crap, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Hey, shout out Boa Mallory. He got I dropped the beta code in there and he picked that up. So congrats to you for that. That is awesome news.
That's great.
Hey, we've got Supra G on deck. So let's go in here what he has to say.
Yes, sir.
Always a good call.
Morning, Mooch. Morning, Crap. Morning, J-Dubs. What's up, M&C World? It's your boy Super G here. Back at it again. Man, y'all two guys are something special, bro. Like, I can't even go into how much I love you guys. Mooch and Crap, man. Mooch, you something else. But Crap, Doug, you know how to get somebody riled up. Because you did this video talking about Destiny not getting the X support and all this other good stuff. And I was on it. I was like, hell no, man. I got my shit pre-ordered, the most expensive one. Hell to the no, I'm not buying it now. I'm not buying it. Thank you, Crap. And then I hear Xbox Nation. Mooch is being Mooch. He go on this fucking tear and just like have me backtracking over here like, man, Mooch is right. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just get this damn game. Ain't no way in hell they're not gonna support it. So, man, I just want to thank you guys because you guys are something else, man. You guys keep me going, man. And in these streets, I should say, in these gaming streets. But I just called just to tell you guys that, man. You guys be fuel to fire. I don't really have a question this week. I just wanted to let myself be heard. I don't need outlets. But keep it up, man. And this week I'm a JW. So what's up, Jay?
That was awesome. And I like how he said that, like, it is funny, right? I mean, Crap, you make a good point with Destiny. And I mean, that's what Super G's kind of talking about. Like, it's just, there's something about Destiny. There's a lure. If you like that kind of gameplay, if you like the fact that if you're a Halo, there's a lot of people that like Halo that write me. They're like, I'm a huge Halo fan and I'm out on Destiny 2. And I'm like, I don't get that really, you know. Mooch is being Mooch.
Yeah, like everything. I don't know, man. Like I hate to go back to Always Sunny, but that still reminds me of it. What? No HDR. I'm out.
I'm out.
And then
right?
Talk him into it. What? Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Hey, you talked me into Destiny 2, but at the end of the day, like for $60, I don't really look at that as like a huge investment or anything. So I mean, I pretty much buy everything. So it's always good to kind of just give something a chance. You know what I mean? Like I'll give almost anything a chance unless it's something that I know for sure I'm not going to like say a Dark Souls or a Bloodborne. Those aren't my type of thing. So I'm not going to give those a chance. Sorry. But everything else, $60, you spend that going to a movie with somebody, go see it. You might as well just get a game out of it.
People were hitting me up in chat. I was playing Xbox Live past couple of days, just kind of goofing around, having fun. And people were talking about, we were talking about it last night even. And it's like, and you're guilty of this, but not really because you got the code. But like, we're going to sit here and tell people that Friday the 13th for $40 was #fun. And listen, I got news for you. For $20 more to get Destiny 2, come on. Like that's what I'm saying. We have to. I think you make a good point. We have to be careful when we're actually doing numbers. Numbers, like, men lie, women lie. Numbers never lie. If we're gonna sit here and talk about $40 being #fun, when like your character's face gets implanted into a fireplace and then the fireplace becomes your face, that's just not normal. It doesn't look good. It was buggy. And then you have a game like this where this is awesome. I mean, this is really, really going to be fun. I think it's a good way to bring the community together. So Super G, I hope you do buy it for yourself, not for me. I mean, I don't work for Activision or Bungie or anything like that. I don't get a cut. I just think that if you're a gamer and you like shooters, you really can't go wrong with Destiny. And they do feed you content over the next 3 years. It's not a game that just dies. Look at The Division. right? Just this past week, they're like, all you Division fans, you guys all see it on Twitter, all you Division fans out there, oh, we got the new airport mode coming. What the fuck? What? You got the new airport mode coming? Where did this come from? Do we even know the airport mode was on the way? I didn't even know it was on the way.
Yep.
So what the hell? Why am I excited about this? But Destiny, a month before the DLC drops, the new DLC, they've got shows and they've got live broadcasts from IGN. It's an event. So every 3-4 months when new content comes out, it's an event. The game is always alive. You got Xur dropping in every week with new gear, and that got older towards the end of the generation, the first game. But it's a great game. It never gets boring. So Super G, let me know if you end up purchasing it.
Yeah, Xur. I don't even know what Xur is, but
it's
Xur, sounds
XUR. Yeah. He comes in, drops. You can purchase certain exotic weapons from him and other things that are hard to obtain throughout the week in one shot. Yeah.
Well, so during this week we had some Terrible Tom stuff, right?
Oh,
so that made me kind of think. So I was like, hey, this would make an interesting type of thing. So hopefully you guys enjoy this new little bit. I think it's pretty funny. Let's go ahead and play it.
I just played Forza on the Xbox One X in 4K. Honestly, couldn't really tell the difference. Not the best game to show off its power. Couldn't care less about 4K if it means games are running at 30 frames per second. Gamers don't care about res, they care about quality frames per second. Sure, but once you play a game in 60 frames per second, you can't go back to 30 frames per second. It looks laggy and sluggish.
I like that. I don't know. I maybe you guys don't like that, but Terrible Tom, who was talking about Forza Motorsport 7 being 30 frames per second, and I just thought it was funny because obviously it was 60 frames per second, and just horrible reporting. Just goes to show you how inept the whole the entire media is when it comes to this kind of thing.
More and more people keep writing to me, Jay, all the time. They're like, guys, we come here kind of for Xbox news because listen, we're hard on Microsoft, but at the same time, I think we're fair. And listen, there's times we're talking about Sony games. Like if Crap sells any more PSVR units, just him himself alone, he deserves a cut of the revenue. I mean, my point being is we try to kind of go out there. Of course, we're Xbox centric. We prefer Xbox. That's out there. But I think we're pretty fair. Here you have situations with Terrible Tom and these other guys that are out there and, Irrational Ryan. There's just a bunch of people out there that make no sense that are tweeting out that used to be the form and shape of news. And now we're not getting that because here's the thing, guys. Terrible Tom wants you to follow him for the controversy, for the soap opera, for the drama. That's not what we're here for. I think when this show ends, you should enjoy the show, and that's it. These guys constantly put tweets out for drama. They want it to go on for days, and they want to call you Xbots, and they want to call you fanboys. I don't use that term in either direction, any console or any device or anything. We don't say those things on this show. These guys constantly do that because, listen, Terrible Tom, we all know that, literature is just – when's the last time anybody in the chat picked up the paper on Sunday morning, okay? Exactly. You haven't. And you're not even reading –
it's been 20 years.
Right. And how about this crap? No one's even reading full articles. People are what? They're reading the headline, the clickbait, and they read usually the first 2 sentences in and see if the clickbait matches what the story is. And if it doesn't, they're out. They're not even listening. Yeah. So my point being is journalism's dying slowly, especially, in the literature part of it. The writing is just going by the way the dodo bird. So everyone's kind of coming to these shows for this, and not just our show, many other shows. And this Terrible Tom tweet, these series of tweets shows you how desperate they're getting. They just want drama. They want to stir up motion. And that's why I said this is on the Xbox executives. Don't just sit there and sit on your hands. get on Twitter when someone like that says that. And it would have been great when he said, I don't see no difference on Forza and Forza being 30 frames. Wouldn't it have been awesome if Mike, Larry, or even Aaron, Phil got on and was like, hey, Tom, just so you know, Forza 7's in 60 on the Xbox One X. And it was, you know what I mean? It's a bam. And you know what it does? It's a slap on the wrist. Does it hurt anything? No. Does it hurt Tom? No. But what it does is it makes Tom a little less credible, and it refrains them from acting ridiculous and irrational on Twitter. And people go, well, Mooch, you and Crap do. Listen, we're not paid to do this. We do this part-time. This is fun for us. You know, this is something we do for entertainment because we love the gaming business. But at the same time, these guys do this for their bread and butter. Why aren't you doing true reporting? I don't want to hear if Tom thinks Forza 7 looks like Forza 6. Thanks, Tom. Now back to you with some real news. So that's the whole point. I thought that was a good segment, Crap. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. You know, I like doing little weird things like that once in a while. You know what I mean? So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you didn't enjoy it, hit the like button.
Hit the like button anyways. Yes.
Indifferent, hit the like button. Yeah. So
it's 50-50, Jay. You're coming in, but it's a little body. My question would be to the chat to see if they hear an echo when you're in. That's the more of it. Because I will say this much, even though on our end, I'm hearing a little bit, I did listen to the show live just now. And the shows is the segments and the clips are airing beautifully. So, hey now. So that's good. We'll work all these little kinks out, guys. We have so much stuff coming down the pipe. We wanted to kind of feed this in slowly to you guys. The new intro. We got a segment here. We're going to be doing a lot more next week. And now we know we have a little bit more behind the scenes work to do. But the kinks will all come out. And this show, we've got so many funny things. Like I said, I was the one in Crap and Jay. We're like, you know what? Why don't we just do this slowly? Let's not put everything out this first week. If we put everything out, and we want to make sure it works using the new software, etc. So I think things are going great, though, Jay. I think things have really worked out. I haven't seen anybody in the chat having any issues hearing anybody. So, no, you're good. I don't hear any background noise at all. Like I said, the only thing I hear is a bit of scratchiness on your end, but that's something that we can figure out. We know we have the remedy for that behind the scenes.
Yeah, we do have the remedy. Hey, wow, we got so many here. You know, it's our 40th show. So yeah, so we've got things going pretty good now, and I think that we've got a good entertainment value. And we are actually going to announce something right now, since it's, you know, we've got almost 600 people watching us. Pretty important thing that we're going to be doing here, and we're going to have more details in the coming weeks. But M&C Mornings is going to be giving everybody a chance to win a what?
Xbox
what do we get?
One X Project Scorpio edition. So yeah, and this is not just for voicemails. This is not just for call-ins. Everybody is going to have a chance to win an Xbox One X. We'll have more details on when that drawing will be and when it takes place. It'll definitely take place on the show. But yes, we will be having that. We think that's a huge thank you to all of our listeners and all the people that contribute to the show. Just by coming in here and hitting the like button is a big deal for us. So an Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition will be getting, I'm going to use the word raffled off, but we don't know how we're actually doing it yet. That information will come in the next week or two.
Yeah, it could be something like Gleam or something along those ways. So everybody will have multiple chances to be entered into it, win it. But yeah, it's going to be a Project Scorpio edition Xbox One X. And you know, that's just a thank you to all the fans. We really, really do appreciate everything that you guys do for us. You show up here on an early Sunday morning, and it's going to be something fantastic. You know, it's something to give back to you guys. And you know, you're not going to be able to find these anywhere else. They're sold out. Even the regular ones will probably sell out. So yeah, you guys support us, and we're going to support you guys back by giving you that. So that is huge, and we do appreciate the continued support and likes and all that kind of stuff, man. It warms our hearts, man. It makes us feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah, the reason myself and Jay work so hard on this show is we think that this show is for you guys. This is something like whether you watch the Tonight Show, okay, in your respected area, or you have your favorite radio show when you drive into work. We really think that M&C can be your Xbox and news headquarters because we have a lot of new content, a lot of stuff. We have a lot of people from the community that help. You know, I mean, this is a great opportunity to say shout out to Livewires, who's one of the most talented people out there. He does some great work. Shout out to Danny Boy, who does amazing work behind the scenes. We have so many people. That's what makes this show so great. there's a lot of people that contribute, and not only do they contribute, they do it because they know there's something special here. So we are going to pay that back, and by paying that back, somebody will get an Xbox One X Project Scorpio edition.
Hell yeah, they are. And they're going to be like, woo, I got, and then all you got to do is take a picture with it. And then we're going to be like, I got this by listening to M&C Mornings. Woo. And then we're going to like, I don't know, do something.
Yeah. I like it. That's great.
So yeah, that would be great. It's going to be, hey, M&C Mornings is downloadable, or you can at least stream it off iTunes, I believe. The two latest ones.
Yeah. When our lazy asses get it to Jay, it'll be available on iTunes. But definitely go on there. I know it's a shameless plug here, folks, but please do go on to iTunes, click on it, like it, or whatever it is. Follow us on iTunes. It gives us this mobile podcasting stability, if you will. I kind of made that term up right now as we on the fly, but it really does. And a lot of people, other big podcasts that are gaming, look for this and they mention it. So if you're an M&C supporter, and I know you guys are, we have got so many great people that watch the show. Go on there. It takes a few seconds. Subscribe to us on iTunes and like, or whatever the actual, I can't remember. Jay, is it liking it on there, or is it besides following? There's another term on iTunes. I use iTunes, but I use YouTube more often usually.
Yeah, you can.
Perfect. Subscribe, follow. Right. So now they're saying they can't. Guys, the reason you can't hear Jay is Jay hasn't said anything.
Well, no, even when he talks, you can't hear it. I listen back on the stream.
Oh, really? You can't? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, they can't hear it at all. They're like, Jay, but yeah. So yeah, that's interesting, guys. You have to know that this is the first time. Well, we did one test run earlier in the week that was flawless for the most part.
Yeah, we did too. We did do a test run, and everything was like bells and whistles. Everything was 100%. We're like, oh, we're great to go. And then all of a sudden we found a snag. It probably just, it's great. It's kind of like one of those 1980s movies crap, right? Where it's like one button or you got to hit something with a wrench and everything fixes. So, but we went live and it was like, okay, once we went live, it was like, okay, we can't, now is not the time to go fidgeting through a million different settings.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, why don't we hit another voicemail up?
Yeah, we've got
a couple more things.
We've got Space Cat on deck.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey, what's up, Mooch and Crap? I was just wondering, do you guys think that that Microsoft could showcase Halo 6 at the Game Awards this year? I agree with Mooch, and I don't think they can market enough from E3 to when it releases late November. So what do you guys think? Okie dokie.
Interesting, because he didn't go, okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear the end. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Look, that's the way they're doing it. They're gonna, if they don't come out with Halo next year, there is a serious problem with Microsoft. Serious problem.
Right.
They've been doing everything like that lately, at least for the past year and a half or so, where they announce the stuff that's coming. Just like, check this out. People that don't think you can do that, Bethesda is a perfect example of that. Fallout 4 was announced at E3 a couple years ago, and it came out that year. The Evil Within 2, Wolfenstein 2 were announced at E3 this year, and they come out this year. That's what Microsoft is doing. It's not like some kind of secret or some kind of thing. Guess what? They didn't advertise Forza Horizon 4 coming out next year, but it's going to come out next year. They're going to announce it at E3.
Listen, I'm willing to ride with this whole thing, right? But you can't use Forza as an example because Forza's been doing this for eons. Halo doesn't do this for eons. And now, especially now with what's going on with first-party studios at Microsoft, the fact that you guys are literally pulling out a calendar and going, look, Mooch, it's every 3.5 years on the solar eclipse. Well, it's like, no. The whole time scale's effed up. Right? Crackdown 3's been delayed twice.
Yeah, but Crackdown 3 has no relevancy on Halo.
You don't know what Halo 6 is going to bring to the table with new tech or no new tech. We don't know anything. To say that Halo 6 is going to come out with a more powerful box and they're not going to do anything different and they don't have a slip up in schedule, that's very, very, like you say, that's careful what you guys say because I just don't think that that's possible. Plus, why would you want to have only 2 months of marketing time to get Halo 6 out?
It's not 2 months. I mean,
it's from June, whatever, till October.
Probably October or November.
Yeah, so you've got July, August, September. You got 3 months.
5 months.
3 months.
Well,
tops.
that's what Bethesda's doing. That's what Microsoft does with Forza Horizon. That's what they're doing with Forza Motorsport 7. That's what they're doing with Super Lucky's Tale. It's like that's just how they like to do things now. They want to do things that are coming within the next year. I do not see them. What are they going to release big next year, next holiday? It won't be Crackdown 3 because they've already said that's going to come in the spring, and that's not a big enough game to release in the holiday, honestly.
Right. Well, I mean, here's my thing, crap. You're going to see Microsoft do what Sony did this year, and Sony's not going to be able to compete because Microsoft's going to go buy all third-party marketing rights. That's my answer for you.
Well, here's the thing. What marketing rights can they buy? The next Call of Duty is already with Sony.
I thought this was the last year.
No.
Red Dead comes out in the spring.
Yeah. I guess maybe Battlefield. If it's a Battlefield year, we could see a Battlefield.
Well, it's not fair to say. I mean, listen, if we sat here 2 years ago and we're like, what do you think Sony's going to come out with for marketing rights next year? 2 years. Nobody knows. There's going to be big games that come down the pipe.
They have some decent marketing stuff. They're doing the Assassin's Creed stuff, the Shadow of War.
They're going to have Splinter Cell probably next year. They're going to have possibly maybe a Borderlands 3. I mean, there's different stuff that's coming down the pipe, folks. You know what I mean? Nobody knows what's really in the works. But I mean, at the same time, that's what Microsoft's going to do. You're not going to get their largest franchise to come out in June and be like, "Yo, get it tomorrow." What?
Yeah, I mean,
it's too little time. Now, if listen, you guys have to understand, maybe spring is the new Christmas, and you guys are probably all shaking your heads, being like, "What?" But maybe that's the case right now because Sony's been doing it. Sony's got their major titles coming out sometime between February and May, and that's doing very well for them. And now Microsoft's doing that for the first time in 2018. They got their big guns coming out in spring. So
they do, but you also need something. You're still going to need some things for the holiday, and I think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, it would really be a debacle, and then it puts the hiatus on Gears because Gears is supposed to be 2019.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't understand.
Well, again, there you go with the calendar. The only thing Rod Ferguson's tweeted out the past couple of days is his favorite martini and what he likes to have as an appetizer. Listen, we don't know anything about Gears. Gears could be 2020. Everything is really, I'm going to use the words a mess. I don't mean that in drastic form, but first-party studios right now is not working on all cylinders. Every game coming out in 2018 spring has been delayed once at least.
Yeah, but the Halo and Gears and stuff like that, those have all really done a good job of being where they needed them to be when they needed them to be.
That's
so true. It would be a huge failing for them not to get Halo. I mean, what's next then? A Forza delay? Like, come on.
Well, you know and listen,
I mean?
I'm not a huge Forza fan. I think Forza is the best game out there as far as any type of car game there is. So I'm a fan of saying that it is the best. But I'll tell you this much. Like, it's not like Forza 6 and Forza 7 is like it's not like you pop in Forza 7 and you're like, I don't even know how to play this game. You know what I mean? Like, you've played it a million times. And it goes for all the racing games. That's not picking on Forza. So, like, to say Forza comes out by clockwork, it's not that different of a game each time. You know what I mean? It's really not.
Oh, well, this one's like completely different than the last one. There's more cars. They're doing dynamic weather system for the first time. So I think
once you have a fully up and running restaurant, to add one or two new things to the menu, yes, the cook's going to tell you it's a pain in the ass for him. It's not that big of a deal. You already have everything in place. What I'm saying is the cars, the way that they make them and everything else, they want to add another 15 cars right now. That's like 2 developers working on that out of their 100. Like, to get a couple more tracks, they send a guy out. They have 2 years to do this. They send a guy out, they take pictures of it, video record it the way they do it, and they come back and they design it. They've been doing this forever. That's not a big deal.
I would seriously think that Microsoft is in big trouble if they go a next holiday without a Halo, without a killer app for the holiday.
That
like
may
that
be
thing.
true, crap.
Because you're looking at a price drop probably by then for the X.
Right.
Probably chatter heating up about the next PlayStation. Yeah, Microsoft needs to have this stuff ready to go. Like the fact of the matter, and I've always said
I'm with
this,
you.
When it feels like we've signed new deals, the deals that they should have signed should have been years ago to have shit ready to go now instead of later.
Exactly. And that's the thing, crap. So when you're sitting here telling me that they need and they should have this ready, you just said it yourself. You just proved my point. When Phil took over 3 years ago and he's sitting there and he's probably, let's say he went 3 months straight working on hardware. Didn't at some point somebody go, hey, so what are they playing on this thing? Don't worry about it.
All third-party games are going to look great.
They're going to look great, and we won't have any marketing deals. So my whole point is I don't know if everything's working on all the cylinders you think they are. And that's the problem I have. And I don't necessarily think it's a problem that Halo doesn't come out next year. I do think that you have to put something massive in its place. And you're probably going, well, what's massive in its place? I don't know. Maybe they have that Fable game coming out next year. Because, I mean, they could take what they had from Lionhead, gave it to somebody else, and we find out that they had that. Maybe it's that role-playing game that we see that they've been working on.
That's the rumor. But, I mean, you know, still, like, that's not a Halo. Like, Halo is Halo. Gears is Gears.
Right.
I don't think putting Gears off to 2020 is a smart move. You know, I don't think
I'm with you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's a good move. I'm just telling you to prepare for it because I don't think the Microsoft that's in control right now at Xbox, I don't think Xbox staff, I don't know if they care really. I'm not sure if they give a crap. I think they're going to, like you just said, everything's off the table now. You said it yourself in a video and you said it in a podcast earlier this week where you said Microsoft's working by their own rules now. They'll do whatever they want whenever they want. You know, Microsoft, the Xbox division is breaking even at best. And apparently they're not getting any stress from up above and they're not getting anything but the comments from people like us or Xbox fans, and they don't seem to care. You know, I mean, it's just they're doing whatever they want. Sony's not really listening to their fans either, but Sony does realize that, you know, games and hardware combined sell consoles.
I'm just saying, when you guys see them close out, like this is what they're just trying to set it up so it's a big deal next year,
right?
Because people are like,
I hope so.
Is it in danger? And then they're going to be like, close the show with Halo 6.
I'm just shocked that you're okay with. They may close the show with Halo 6. I'm not saying Halo 6 won't be at E3, but it's not coming out in the fall. It's coming out in the spring of 2019. And yeah, you know, that's okay. I mean,
no, they're not gonna. The Halo is no shape, form, or way going to come out in spring. That's a holiday game every single time.
I'm pretty sure if I told you Crackdown 3 this year, with only being Crackdown and Forza, and Crackdown being a first-party game, they own that IP. That's their baby. If I told you on May 13th, random day I picked, that Crackdown 3 is coming out in the spring of next year, you would have said that exact same sentence.
No, Crackdown.
No way, can't happen.
I 100% would have said it makes sense to release Crackdown at the beginning of the year as opposed to the end. That's not a big name. Halo is that's a console seller. Microsoft will never sell that game outside of the holidays,
right?
And good reason. I mean, even when it came out at the last one came out at a jam-packed time, Xbox won a rare NPD.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I'm sure that's what the thinking is, and that's what the thought process is. We've got someone on deck, and that would be a Ninja Turtle named Raphael.
Hello, Mooch Crap, J-Dubs. This is Raphael coming to you from the old country. Yes, I'm back home and I'm enjoying myself on my vacation. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday. And I wanted your input on something. Do you guys think that Microsoft policy of not buying games that would compete with their existing franchises is yet again another result of the people in their higher-ups not being gamers? It came to my attention recently, I did not know about this, that they passed on the possibility of buying Crytek, and with Crytek, Crysis, because it could compete with Halo. Now, any gamer will know immediately that Crysis and Halo are two completely different kind of FPS. They attract two completely different crowds. They have two completely different kind of gameplays. But of course, all that they see up in the higher ups of Microsoft are, they're two shooters and they're both sci-fi. No, they will compete with one another. Let's not buy them. Also, who in the name of God comes up with such a stupid idea? I mean, many networks have similar shows that they put on the air at different days, and everything goes peachy. They don't compete with one another. There's 12 months in a year. Why aren't these games staggered out so they don't compete with one another? It blows my mind. Seriously, somebody needs to be fired amongst their higher-ups, and somebody who has a clue needs to be hired. Anyway, I don't want to sour my vacation. I'll try to listen to you this Sunday if I'm not by the pool somewhere with my parents. Hope to hear what you guys have to think about this one.
So his complaint's pretty much about like the brass, the staff.
I think his complaint is that, and I brought this up before, that Microsoft turned down the opportunity to buy Crysis and Crytek at a particular point years ago, and the reason being was they already had a sci-fi first-person shooter. Which, I mean, you can see that. Like, look, even though you can go, they can spread it out, but then, you know, how many sci-fi shooters do you need? You know what I mean? Like, for me personally, I get why they do that. Like, you don't need to, and it could help dilute the mainstream ones. Like, if they were to come out with Lears of S'more and it's a third person cover based shooter pop and lock like that, right? Like, that would make no sense. It really just dilutes your own games. So I can understand why they do that. What they need to do is get their RPGs in order and get a baseball game going.
No, that crap of all things, that's probably the one I have to disagree with you so much.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, man, that baseball game stays on the charts for months.
No.
It has no competition for Sony. People
it's not on the charts for months. It's on the charts for about a month, and then after that, it's completely off the top 10. I mean, if you're talking about the top 100, so's Q*bert.
No, top 10.
No,
it was on the top 10 for like 3-4 months.
Oh, I don't think so. But if it was, I feel so bad for all you people out there. I love baseball, but that sucks.
There's probably well over 1 million people who buy PlayStation 4 just for baseball. I've seen it all the time. Like, oh man, I need my baseball. I'm just saying, like, hey, outsource it. Get in contact with EA. They're good friends with Microsoft. Owns an IP of a baseball game.
Phil doesn't answer a lot of questions. The one thing he said was, I'm totally behind that, but we're not going to do it. So like,
yeah. I mean, there's not going to be one, but it's like that would be something that the fan would be very nice for the fans. It kind of sucks that they don't. And their RPGs, they've come out with none exclusive this generation. Like, they used to have a good mix of stuff. Like, think about it. If they would have came out with a good Fable, you got the RPG genre lockdown, Killer Instinct. They got the fighter. They got both the arcade and simulation racers. They got a third-person shooter. They've got a first-person shooter. And then you would need, like, some kind of adventure action type game or whatever. So that would be, something that they could possibly invest in. That's what they're really kind of
I don't think personally listen, if Sony can have 5 games that all look like The Last of Us, we can have 5 insanely different genre shooters. Okay, 2 different kind of, when I say genre, I don't mean they're all shooters, right? But what I mean by genre is different story types. So you've got a Halo, you got a sci-fi, get a realistic one out there that's like more of a espionage one or this and that, but get different story types into the first party, and you can have that first person shooter. That's huge for Microsoft. That's what it is. Shout out to Xbot448 who's in the chat. Him and I can't remember who it was he tested it with. He was playing with someone on the PS4 for Call of Duty beta, and he said it was just an awful experience playing it. Awful experience. Came and tried it on the Xbox, and the Xbox is so much more fluent, and it works better. Shooters play better on the Xbox. That's not Mooch saying that. That's just proven facts. People say that. People say that. Digital Foundry says it. It's just the way it is. It feels better. It responds better. Maybe it's Xbox Live. Maybe it's the controller. I don't know what it is tech-wise behind the scenes, but these games play better. So forget baseball. Give me 5 shooters on Xbox that are new and their own, and trust me, that's where you'll see revenue come in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I would just like to see them get, shored up. They need some RPGs. They need a little bit of just to sort of even out the portfolio. Obviously, Quantum Break didn't work out for them. Recore, who knows? That could be their adventure game that works out for them. Seems like people really like that. I don't know if you played the definitive edition, but it looks a miles better, and they've actually fixed it up quite nice. Better performance, better load times. It looks much better. They took away the constant core searches and stuff like that. The very, very much the game that it should have launched as HDR. Amazing, actually. I feel like if they would have launched the game like this, like how it is right now, back then, this game would have been a 7.5 to an 8.
It's feasible. I'll be honest with you. I downloaded the new definitive edition, but I have yet to play it. People are saying it looks a lot better, but I mean the content's not any different, right?
No, they added new content.
They added new content, missions. But I mean, what about what about all the problem you were having with the cores?
Yeah, that you don't have to get all the. It's not a constant grind like that anymore. So
got it. Okay.
Yeah, they actually fixed that because a lot of people hated that. So I actually do have a feeling. I'm agreeing with somebody in the chat that I think that Recore 2 could be a 2019 thing. Because the game didn't need to sell. It didn't need to really sell that well.
That's fine.
They didn't promote
no, you're
it.
right.
They didn't.
The sales of it don't impact that because it's all Microsoft in-house. But the thing about it, crap, is if Recore 2 comes out and it's the exact same like the definitive edition, and it's just a new area, a new this, a new, I'm not excited about it. I mean, I'm not. I want to see like tremendous amount of money thrown at it. I want the backdrop to look insane. I'm talking sick. I want detail. I want level of this and that. I want the RPG element to be 10 times more in depth. I mean, it should be Recore with, and I hate to say this, but like Horizon's type of crafting, Horizon Zero Dawn's type of crafting, and that background. I didn't like Horizon's story at all. It's terrible. But the mechanics and the background and the crafting and all that stuff, that's what needs to come to fruition here. We don't have anything like that on Xbox, and I don't know why. And here they are. We have the most powerful box. Okay, guys, so use it now. Okay, you can't just rely on your friends to keep making games for you. You have to make a game or two that's stupendous, and they're not doing it. And I don't understand. I just can't figure it out.
Well, the main thing is with Recore, they could go to different planets, like they're terraforming planets. So they could do anything. Like this one's more of a desert planet, so they could go to a ice planet or a like a jungle planet. You know, so it's really limitless with what they could do. So I think that they pulled it together. They showed that they could do a better job. The definitive edition is what it should have been within the first place, and it would have made it. But at the same time, just look at what Shannon Loftus has said. They're not investing hundreds of millions of dollars into these games. The reason why Recore would get a sequel is because it was cheap to produce. They did absolutely no advertising for it, and that's why. So it didn't need to sell a lot. So if, let's say, Quantum Break would have been the same situation, then we'd probably see a sequel. You know, same thing with I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's their thinking.
Right.
They're going extremely cheap with a lot of these things. And that's just, I mean, whether you like that or not, you know.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody likes that. That's the thing. It's not about me not liking it. I think everybody's not liking that. And if you don't believe me, look at how bad Recore sold. I mean, it's just,
well, we don't know how bad it sold. Like Greenberg says it did well. So did well for what? Well, considering, like I said, they spent zero on the marketing, and it was a $40 game, and it got a definitive edition. That tells you something.
That was a full-fledged game at $40. It does show that they didn't have a lot of confidence in it. I mean,
yeah. Well, why would they? You know what I mean? Was it like that? Here's the thing: they should have released it how it is now, right now, right? Like, and then like, who cares? They would have got shit for back then. But Dead Rising 4 ended up not being an exclusive anyway.
Right.
So you would have had a lackluster game that got shellacked by the media and Recore. Right.
That's true.
So you would have been less that one game, and we would have had it now where it would have been ready now.
Agreed.
Just in my opinion, that would have been the much better thing to do. We've got Pimp R Us on deck.
Nice.
Okay.
Hey guys, Pimps R Us on Xbox Live. Huge fan of the show and love for everybody out there. Crap, Moosh, K Mega, Next Gen, Dealer, J Dubs. And the reason why I'm calling today is because you see a lot of these media sites such as IGN, Polygon, Kotaku, NeoGAF, and the list goes on and on and on. And the reason why I just don't understand is that every time that they bash Microsoft, or I should say the Xbox One X, they're not understanding that they're not only affecting the brand itself, but they're also affecting all of those developers that are being supported by Microsoft. And not to sound biased, but yes, I do own a Switch. I do have a PlayStation 4 Pro. I do have an Xbox One S. I was fortunate enough to find a Titan X on Newegg at a refurbished price, which actually saved me a lot of money. But the missing point here is that competition is actually good for us, the gamers. When you allow a company, whether it's Sony or Nintendo or the Xbox brand, it just allows these companies to get comfortable, which is the case that we're seeing with Sony. So I don't understand why there is so much hate towards the Xbox One X, which is bringing 4K gaming at 60 frames per second, high resolution texture, 4K capture with HDR, and all it's doing is pushing everybody else to do better, which is gonna benefit us as the gamer. But then you see these ridiculous articles by some of these gaming websites that are asking, do you really need an Xbox One X? Which is absolute bullshit, because the Xbox One X is only $100 more than the PlayStation 4 Pro. The real question is, how many Pro users do you guys think will be willing to pay $100 more if Mike Cerny had a magic wand that could actually make the PlayStation 4 Pro equivalent to the X by bringing all of those things such as 4K capture, the 4K Blu-ray player, Dolby Atmos, and high resolution textures. Also, to those PC elitists that are obviously going to be bragging about their PC, once again, as I mentioned before, I was able to find a Titan X refurbished, which actually the cost of that car alone is double the price of an Xbox One X, if not more. So doing a comparison between the two is absolutely ridiculous. Once again, guys, thank you for all the work that you guys do, and I love the show. Pimps Are Us on Xbox Live, all the way from my two homes in Celebration, Florida and Naples, Florida. Peace out.
Yeah, good call.
Very good.
Good stuff. Yeah, you know what? It is two totally different things, the Pro and the Xbox One X. The Xbox One X, much superior. They're not even in the same league. You're getting so much more for the price of the X than the Pro could ever deliver. I don't care if it was $150 more.
Right.
You know, so as far as I'm concerned, what we've seen just in the comparison videos, what developers are saying with ease of development and ease of use, it says it all. You know, there's not really much else you can, can say about it. For me personally, I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's funny. Do you think that we're gonna? It's funny. We answered this question a while back, crap. But this is a great question to kind of add to what the caller just said. Do you think we're gonna see a mid-gen console next generation? I don't know if we will. I really don't, because
I actually hope not.
Yeah, I'm sorry. As time continues to roll forward, and this was just something that came out. Red Dragon posted it. It's a clip. It's a part from the article from Digital Foundry, and I wish I didn't scroll up from it right now. But nonetheless, basically, Digital Foundry was asked, "Can Destiny 2 play 60 frames on either console?" And they said the first line, I don't have it in front of me right now, but the first line or two showed some of the specs, and they said there's the rules the PS4 Pro out. PS4 Pro is ruled out. There's no way it could do it. Then they said they turned to the Xbox One X, and they said even with the Xbox One X having 44% increase over the Pro, the fact of the matter is it still doesn't have enough brute force to push the 60 frame limit. Now, I know you saw something else, but this is coming from Digital Foundry. It has nothing to do with Red Dragon. He just took the clip and posted it. That being said, this is why I'm just kind of like, I'm excited about the new way that this is going to look and feel. And I have a TV that I'm looking forward to utilizing this extra power on. But realistically, here's my advice to Microsoft and Sony. Give us a box. If it only lasts 5 years, that's fine. That's powerful enough. Put a price tag on it that you can do your best pricing on it without putting yourselves underwater. And just go from there. And enough with this nonsense, because I think this is a really confusing time in gaming. I think this is maybe something that we look back at in 10 years ago. Hey, remember when they did that mid-console refresh? And everyone's like, yeah, never did that again. You know what I mean?
Well, they're testing it out. Let's be honest.
Right,
the reason why they're testing it out, because both Microsoft and Sony extremely cheaped out on their hardware this gen.
Right.
Microsoft even more so. But yeah, so that's probably why, and there also happened to be this big jump for 4K. So we can't forget that.
I'll tell you something, man. Sony and Microsoft, shame on both of them. Shame on both of them, and I'll tell you why. Shame.
I don't even watch Game of Thrones.
We went through what, 7, 8, 9 years of last generation for all practical purposes, and they thought we wanted that little step up after almost a decade. I mean, what are you thinking? I don't know what. Like, the cell phone world, people like to use cell phones as an example. Cell phones at least use the latest and greatest in each. Do you remember how long it took 7 years ago when iPhone came out in 2007? When you went to the Safari app and you went to just anything, ESPN, and it would only usually bring you to the mobile app at the time. It took forever for that thing to download that website. Now they're so fast, and every year it gets better and better and better. And they don't have SDKs, but whatever their updates are better and better and better. And here's Microsoft and Sony. After 7-8 years, they gave us a 1080p. And with no means of expansion, no means of growth, without trying to do a mid-gen console. I mean, it just surprises me that these guys are in the gaming business, the billion-dollar gaming business.
Donnie D.
Hey,
Donnie D.
Sony did the same thing. Sony did the same thing. They squeaked out 1080p by the hair of their chinny chin. Okay, come on. It wasn't like it's that much more powerful. They barely made it. A lot of times, remember the devs came out and said this past 3 years that Sony really forced them to put the 1080p out there. So they did it, but it took some consequences on some of the frame rates, etc. Like they really had to squeeze everything out of that PS4 to get that 1080p in certain games. And so it's not like it was all great and powerful Oz. It was not that big of a deal. They really underestimated this generation. Shame on both those companies for that, to be honest.
Yeah, they were both kind of lackluster or whatever.
Absolutely.
But let's go ahead and roll another one. We got something special on deck. Let's do it.
M&C Mornings.
To the dubs.
Yoshida, the king of video games, the dictator of all video games. Why? Because I am Yoshida. I should be king. Hold on. Actually, let's be King Yoshida today. Because I have a very important announcement. You want to know what that is? That's Knack 2. That's not my announcement. That's coming later. So just hold on. This might be longer than usual. Just give me 2 minutes. I lick my lollipop. Okay, sorry. So first announcement is for the gamers, we brought you Knack 2 because you asked for it. My second announcement, but not final one, is Yoshida used his Sony money and bought lots of employees from Microsoft. You didn't know that, did you? Yoshida has hired Shannon Lofton. She's so hot. So hot for Yoshida. Let's see what this winch is doing right now. Yoshida's curious. See if she's hard at work.
Soda.
Are you serious? Shannon Lofton is... Hold on. Let's not look at that. Don't look at that name either. I'm just using this account. Shannon Lofton's... Why is she playing Candy Crush? Freaking idiot. Jesus. Just let the whole world see you're playing Candy Crush. Hold on. I'm so mad I'm gonna draw something. Here, Mooch, this is for you since you did the unspeakable. You and Crap Gamer and maybe Jay Williams someday can play rigs on my PSVR and throw up on each other. My arm's in the way. There we go. Duplicate. Just wave these around and, sword fight like Major Nelson. Major Nelson? Remember this Mickey Mouse asshole? Him and Boogie sword fight together. You guys can sword fight with your thingies. Let's stick these in my damn head. There, that's better. What else we got? Okay, so my biggest... You guys think I'm scared of this? I'm not. I'm not scared of that. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. It's royalty-free music. Xbox is too cheap. I want to do my biggest announcement now. That's not Project Scorpio. I'm not scared of Project Scorpio, people. That's little news, okay? My big news is in my crystal ball right here. Are you guys ready for Yoshida's big announcement before I get the heck out of here? I almost said the F word. Here we go. Let's look into Yoshida's crystal ball. Wonderful. This is the new studio Yoshida has acquired. Let's see who my biggest employee is that Yoshida bought from Microsoft. Where is this old bastard? Where'd you go? There he is. Yoshida has hired Bill Gates. He works for me now. Xbox, you have no stinking chance in hell, like Vince McMahon says. No chance in hell. Bill Gates, you have anything you want to say to these Xbox fans? You guys all suck. Good job, Bill Gates. You learned so well. Here's a damn lollipop. Don't give that to any children or anything. Here, stick this over his damn old head. There you go. Okay, this has been Yoshida Weekly Upload News Date. I hope I made you all a lot stupider. Take it away, she-wolf.
You're listening to M&C in the Mornings. As always, remember, you can't take anything they say seriously. It's just jokes. Jokes performed by YouTube professionals, and usually the joke's on them.
That was outstanding.
The joke's always on us. So
the joke is always on us. That was great. Great work to the great Yoshida. That was one of my favorites of all time. Well done.
Yeah, he did a damn good job with that. I like the dildos on the head.
Yeah,
that was actually really well done.
Somebody goes, they got stuck there. I'm like, no, that was purposeful. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was done on purpose. And the great part is, guys, that's just Danny Boy.
That's our buddy Danny Boy. He's great. He is outstanding. Shout out to Danny Boy.
And his Yoshida voice is just his Danny Boy voice.
It is. And his Batman voice is also Danny Boy.
Yeah, he's like, ho, I'm Batman.
Batman here. So, yeah. He's better than Michael Keaton, actually. That's so great, crap. That was outstanding. Listen, I think we should take another voicemail, only for the reason that we got started a little bit later today.
Yeah, we got some voicemails. Let's roll this guy, and it's gonna be Nicholas. So yeah,
Nicholas.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. What do you think about PC guys trying to find an actual exclusive on Xbox? Like that's not on PC or PlayStation. Yet they don't look at Quantum Break and Sunset Overdrive, and they're just like, oh, that's also on PC. So yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, we came into that voicemail a little late.
Where's your little J thing?
Where's that J? Yeah, well, I want the. I'll find mine.
Scott! Jesus,
J. There it is. It's great. Oh, it's so wonderful, folks. Let me tell you something right now. This is, well, you know what's funny too, Crap? I've been actually going in and out of the live feed on your channel, and it's coming through fantastic. So
this is one of our best shows from that point of view.
Yeah, this is an us problem.
In the back of my mind, you must be thinking exactly what I'm thinking.
I know what Bad Ears Crap is going through right now. I know that.
Bad Ears Crap right now is flipping. Yeah, okay, so we're going to play Nicholas again right from the start. Let's go. Come on, Nicholas.
Hey, Mooch and Crap. What do you think about PC guys trying to find an actual exclusive on Xbox? Like, that's not on PC or PlayStation. Yet, they don't look at Quantum Break and Sunset Overdrive, and they're just like, oh, that's also on PC. So, yeah. What do you think about that?
Okay, well, I'm not sure even playing it back helped me quite understand it, but I mean,
I don't understand the question.
And I don't mean the quality of the sound. I mean literally the question itself. Is he saying that PC guys are looking for their own exclusives? PC has a zillion exclusives. There are majority of games that I think most people don't want to play. but I'm not sure. Crap, did I miss something that maybe you picked up?
Well, not that I could tell. I'm not exactly sure exactly what the hell he was talking about. So it's hard to say. I mean, I don't really think about PC dudes, to be honest.
Me neither. That's what I was going to say. I actually like to separate the two, to be honest with you. I don't think that PC should be in the same talk with Xbox One X, Xbox One S, PS4, PS4 Pro. This is, you want to do console versus console, you've got to play on the same playing field. And the PC is not the same playing field, not because it's much more powerful, because there's only a few people that have the very, very powerful rigs. Majority of people just have regular PCs, just regular gaming PCs. There's a lot of people I know that have their kids are playing on PCs, and they're like, yeah, no. I'm like, well, do you have a super rig? They're like, a super what? No, they just play on whatever I have in the, in at the house. And that's it. They're playing with their means, and nobody really cares. Like most people, that's why they're doing CFDs at 540p. And at 15 frames, they want to make sure everyone can play it. And PC gamers, for the most part, not the ones you see vocally loud on Twitter or YouTube, not those guys. They all have powerful rigs. And there's no comparing their rigs to the Xbox One X.
80-year-old grannies will be able to play Sea of Thieves at 15 frames a second. Like, huzzah. To me, that's more like they want people just to buy it no matter what they have. Like, oh, I got a laptop. Hey, you might as well break out your. Right. Maybe you could even play it at that settings on your Surface One or whatever. Yeah. For me personally, meh. Like that's not a good experience at all. Like a 50, that would give me a headache. I would probably freak out at 15 frames a second. Like I don't know who the hell they're listening to for that.
Everything in life, it's not even, everything is to the lowest common denominator, right? So no matter how much you excel or work hard, it's always about the lowest common denominator. I don't understand that personally. I mean, me and Xbot were going back and forth on Crossfire about this, and I got a lot of responses from that on Xbox Live and on Twitter, and people were saying that they kind of, and don't get me wrong, I did see Xbot's point. I did. But a lot of people saw my point. My point was, if you want something that's better than the one you have, and you feel like you're kind of getting a little, ousted because you have the older tech, well, you have two choices. Play the way the game's designed and feel ousted, or go buy another one. Listen, Xbox One X or PS4 Pro, there's incentives right now to trade in your old system. You're getting almost $200 for your old system.
You will be getting
$300.
Yeah.
Go out to any store right now. Go online. There's a million Visas and MasterCards that have zero interest for 24 months, 12 months, 36 months. There's a million of them. Charge the damn thing to the Visa and pay it off $25 a month, or whatever you can. I'm not here to tell you how to do it, but there's multiple ways to upgrade and get what you want. And you're doing it with your cell phones. I don't understand. You're like, well, Mooch, it's different. I pay month to month with that. It's a monthly charge. Then do what I just told you. Take a 12-month no interest or 24-month no interest card that you can get and go grab it for the $300 that's remaining and pay it off as you can monthly for 24 months. There's so many different means and ways of doing it. I don't understand the complication here. And why should the people who buy these new consoles suffer and not be able to use the power of the box because the other person doesn't want to upgrade?
Yeah, I agree. I don't get a lot of things. It's like
right. Yeah, I'm confused. Me neither. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah. So you'll be able to get $200 towards the X from depending on the Xbox One S that you trade in. So if you to Pub Stompa in the chat, he asked the question. He goes, do you think a Crimson Skies reboot by Turn 10 or Playground Games would be a good idea? And I don't think it'd be a good idea because those teams make Forza Motorsport and Forza Horizon respectively, and I do not want to play to skip out on one of those games to play a Crimson Skies. So they could get somebody else to do it. I'm not against the Crimson Skies reboot, but not from those people. Get somebody else to do it. I want my Forza.
Right.
I'm just gonna like put it that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and here's the thing: not everybody gets a Forza every year. Some people just like the Horizon. Some people just like the Motorsport.
Right.
So that's every 2 years. Get it any more than that, I don't think that works out well. I think that you got to have your racers in there. You know what I mean? It'd be something interesting.
I'm not a motorsport guy, crap, but I will be buying Forza 7 because it's the showpiece. I'd like to see the showpiece. Shout out to Sajibot. Me and him got OLEDs this year, and there's a DVD. Look at me date myself. There's a 4K Blu-ray that you can get that's basically something by the Discovery Channel. I believe it's Earth 2 or something like that. And it's shot all on 4K film, and it's an amazing spectacle to see on your OLED. It is an amazing thing to watch. It's a $50 Blu-ray, okay? But the thing is worth every penny of it to see the power of the television that you just bought actually come to life, because a lot of movies don't put this kind of effort into it, none of them. So point being is Forza 7 is that Earth 2 by the Discovery Channel, okay? This is why I'm buying that. But realistically, I'm more with crap. I would buy the Horizon series. That's more me. So I buy Forza every 2 years. This is going to be the rarity that I bought Forza Horizon 3, Forza 7, and then Forza Horizon 4. That's a rarity. But then I'll go back into my 2-year cycle. I'm not going to buy Forza Horizon 8. It's just not my thing. It's not my game. But you're right.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's I don't know. It's kind of interesting. For me personally, I buy them all. So I like.
Well, I mean, that's your prerogative, crap. And I mean, you've always been that. That's why whenever we do a poll or a tally, and you're like, well, I'm buying it. I'm like, well, we will restrict Crap's vote from the counting. Please wipe that from the evidence because you buy everything, Crap. You're always there, which is cool. Yeah, that's great.
This is true.
Why don't we go voicemail, Crap?
Yeah, we've got Monkey on
deck, which I think he called before. Not sure.
Hey, Mooch and Crap, this is Monkey. Call me Michael. I got a question. How does it feel for all those Sony fans out there now that find out that actually the Xbox One X actually has more actual power when Digital Foundry actually shows one of their games running on their old games and our games running way better? Let me know what you think about it, right? Bye.
Well, I mean, I think he's basically saying, how do they feel now that the games are going to be running better on the X? The shoe's on the other foot. And the question will be, is it enough of a sales pitch, what Microsoft's been pushing the past 6 months, that people are going to go out and get the X for the multiplats? Because we're not going to see that true power on their first-party games till pretty much next year. So is it enough? I think it's enough if you're a hardcore guy, but if you're I have a lot of my friends that are casuals, and what I mean by casuals is we better define casuals. Okay, casuals are Call of Duty, Destiny, maybe a race car game once a year, or Madden. Those, and they buy like 3-4 games for the year. Okay, the complete opposite of what Crap is. You know what I mean? Crap's a hardcore fan. Okay, so those people, the casuals, I know plenty of them. I mean this wholeheartedly. Personally, that play a lot of games, but they play the same games. They've come up to me and said they're not buying the X. They also don't own a PS4 Pro. So I mean, I'm just trying to show you guys the playing field here. They're either staying with their PS4 vanilla, or they're staying with their Xbox One Fat or their S. The hardcore folks will. And then what I think the X's benefit is, once these casuals come over and see the X's power on certain games, that's going to be that grassroots thing that Microsoft was talking about, where seeing is believing.
Yeah.
And so the sales will come slowly. After the initial burst, Crap, I think you'll see sales with X always do well. But I think you'll see a slow incremental increase as people get more and more visibility on it.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to have some exclusives on that end too. That
that would help.
That would help. Just perception wise.
Just saying.
So,
yes.
Yeah, just saying. Okay, so we've got MM2K on deck. Let's see what he has to say.
MM2K has been an awesome call-in since the first week he called in. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
Hey, Crap Mooch, it's your boy MM2K. Proud Patreon supporter. I didn't call in for my therapy session last week. I had a hacksaw dentist go all haywire in my mouth, so I was resting up, but I think I'm ready this time. I think I got a good one. I pre-ordered my Xbox One X like everyone else, my Scorpio edition. Ran down there. Once we got the word from Boom that GameStop was opening orders, and I was happy, man. I was skipping along and shit all the way home. However, something that Crap said in a few videos a couple weeks ago hit me and turned my smile upside down. Because as we may see this as a good thing that the system sold out, I think it's a sign of problems in the future. Crap had a video where he talked about he thinks that Microsoft did not make enough systems in anticipation for the real desire for the Xbox One X, and I think he's on to something. They boast that they thought this supply was going to last like 7 to 10 days, and it sold out in 3. Could it be that Microsoft thought that there was only going to be maybe 1.5 million of these consoles sold this year, when the demand is actually 3 to 5 million? That would be a bad thing. That would be a very bad thing. Because we need those third-party developers to come back and start supporting us. Here, we're all up in a frenzy over if HDR support's going to be with Destiny. I don't even want to get into that, but that's just one of the battles that we have to fight, because multi-plat developers don't have that confidence in the system, and we need as many of these things sold by year end to turn that around. So my message is to Phil and to Satya: put down your Seattle's best, put away the goddamn caramel macchiato, and get to a damn factory and start chucking out some Xbox One X's. I predict that there's going to be 3 to 5 million sold. I know people think I'm freaking crazy, but I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've seen the anticipation. I've seen people frothing at the mouth for this damn thing. Get this shit in production, because we need that support, guys. So what do you guys think? Mooch and Crap, you think I'm on to something, that Crap was definitely right, or maybe because of my mouth surgery I've had too much medication? Let me know, and you guys have a wonderful gaming day.
So what is it that you're defending here, Crap?
I don't know. I think that he was trying to say, because I did do a video saying that they might have underproduced the console, but not on purpose, just because they went with that whole, it's a hardcore thing for hardcore people, like their messaging is kind of all over the place.
It's a mess. Yeah,
it is, because they're like, it's not for everyone. It's for the people that know about teraflops. And then at Gamescom, you have Shannon on the stage. Disney Adventures Enhanced.
Yeah. That's not for hardcore.
Like, that's not. So it's like, make up your mind. Is it for everyone, or is it just for hardcore? To me, they kind of misspoke when they were like, it's for the hardcore blah. It's for anyone that wants to appreciate better graphics and better performance, which is everybody.
Right.
They're launching it in 28 territories, so obviously they want a big piece of that pie.
Yeah.
So for me, they could be. It's sold out now. So there's going to be more coming later this month. But at the end of the day, hopefully everybody that wants one gets one, but you can win one.
Right.
By checking out M&C Mornings.
I will say this much. Absolutely, Crap, and great plug there. But let me tell you something. I was watching, so I'm flipping through last night, and before I ended up playing Call of Duty, I was just flipping through the channel, and I get to, I see something about Mary's on. Ben Stiller movie, very funny. And I'm like, let me just watch a little bit of this. And it actually, I didn't even know what channel I stopped on, but it was MTV. And this is key, guys. This is key. So it was MTV. It's about, I want to say, I don't know, maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. It's just, it's late, but there's a lot of people, the young folks are up at this time watching this. The Xbox One X Taco Bell commercial. Have you seen the commercial, the official commercial? The one where there's like the simulated Terry Crews guy, and then there's the simulated guy from Shadow of War. And they have like these people all blasting people, like, and it's like, and the guy from Shadow of War goes, "How did you get that Xbox?" He's like, "Oh, well, Taco Bell's doing a deal where I can get an Xbox One X. I can apply to get one early through this box." That commercial was on. I'm not shitting you. I am not shitting you. That commercial was on pretty much every single time they went to commercial. It was blasted. Microsoft's doing some of the old school stuff right again here. The question is it too little, too late? Do they give a shit? I think this is a big deal. I think that you're going to get a lot of people buying the X. I think the caller is actually correct. I think you're going to see 3 to 5 million over the course of November, December, January. You got to throw January in there too. There's returns from Christmas and this and that. People go upgrade or blah, blah, blah. Or they see their friends got an X and then they go get one. I think you could see 3 million easily through this holiday season. Yeah. Five's the high side, but 3 easily. Yeah,
it did seem like they are showing a lot of that, and I'm happy that they're starting to advertise with that. That's all good news, That's
right.
That's what we've been asking for, and I bought a $5 box, didn't win, but hey, I'm going to keep on trying.
I meant to try the other day. I will try today, just for fun, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, that would be something worth trying, in my opinion. Let's go ahead and roll another voicemail. We do have Moonwalker 925.
Hey, Jay and Mooch and the guy, Crap. Good morning. How are you? This is Moonwalker 925. Hope you guys are doing well this fine Sunday morning. Hey, I don't want to beat a dead pony, but I've called before about this, and I still am hearing it from you guys when you talk about it. But let's just establish for the record the actual GameStop trade-in offer that they're giving on an Xbox One X. The coupon, I read it in detail, and you do get $200 credit from November 1st through the 19th, I believe, if you buy a upgrade package. But that is only if you're giving in a PlayStation Pro or a Switch. You get $200. If you give in any type of Xbox One S, you get $150. And also you get $150 if you give in any type of PlayStation 4 vanilla 500 gigabyte model, for instance. And then lastly, if you give in a Xbox One OG 500 gigabyte, you get $100. Now, let me point out that I just checked, and that if you have a PlayStation 4 Taken King edition, which I happen to have, and I believe, Mooch, you traded yours in once, you get $175 right now if you trade it in. So it's interesting to see the values, and I think if you check on Amazon right now, you get more money, but of course we're all wanting to use our machines until November. So basically, if you wait till November with GameStop, the most you're going to get if you're giving an Xbox product to them in your trade is $150, not $200. Only, ironically, you only get that if you give them a Switch or a PlayStation 4 Pro. Anyway,
was that the end of it?
Was that the end of it? Okay, well, if that's the end of it, then, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Well, first of all, I'm glad I traded in my PS4 Destiny Taken King edition. When I did, I got $200 towards my Pro. But listen, all right, so he's saying basically we're saying 200 and realistically it's 150 crap. But guys, let's break it down. 350, okay, out the door now. 150 for your S or your PS4 Pro that you have or whatever it is there. No, not PS4 Pro. For your S, you're going to trade that in. 350, you have a game or two. You're almost at $300. I mean, or 350. Just say 350 for all practical purposes. That's still cheaper than the Pro, and you're getting a better box. So I still don't see the problem here. I'm having a real hard, because if you're a hardcore gamer, I don't mean you have to go buy it day one. You don't have to run you have like 3 weeks into November to go get this. That's when the deal's good for. And they're going to run it even after that. They're just not saying it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it makes sense to trade in. You'll even get something if you have an old one, probably $100.
You get $100 for the OG one. And I mean, that's fine. I mean, I don't understand what the issue is. Everyone always writes me, Mooch, but gaming since the beginning of time. Okay. I was there when Pac-Man came out. Okay.
Pac-Man was chopping those things.
Pac-Man was new and questionable at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Burger Time. And, these people are going all these stories of their childhood and how great and how things were and blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, but you know what? Really, after a trade-in and 350, it's a bit much for me. What? Yeah. Well, then I don't know what you want. I don't really understand. You've gotten 3-4 years out of your console. You're going to, I don't get it. I don't see the issue here at all. I really don't. I would tell you if this was crap or this was, insane. But I don't know. It's really up to you guys. I mean, that's the thing that's great about these mid-gen.
Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, I agree. If you want it, get it. If not, be happy with the S. It's a great console.
It is what it is, folks.
Yeah. Yes. Let's do one more voicemail. Whoever this is, it's a surprise. So I don't know.
Okay.
Let's roll it.
Yo, Mooch and Crap. It's Matty Beast. What's going on, guys? I'm calling in this week because I got to get this off my chest. Everybody's talking about the Xbox One X, the great pre-order numbers. They're talking about these comparison videos, how great Tomb Raider looks, how great some of these other games look. The Digital Foundry's coming in and they're blowing away. They're saying that Microsoft's going to deliver on this 4K promise. All that stuff is great, and it's good to hear. But from my perspective, Microsoft is doing well in spite of themselves. How in the world do you come out at Gamescom and have quite possibly the worst showing ever? You could have stepped out there and said, we got exclusives to tic-tac-toe in the dot game, and it would have been better than the crap that we got that day. It was abysmal. But hey, the X has so much going for it. It has so much going for it that the pre-order's still sold out regardless. Like the same day that they go up there and have a Gamescom that's just inexplicably bad. It's amazing. And I tell you what, if they can get the messaging and the marketing and stuff right, this thing has so much potential. So my question for you guys is, what would you change with Microsoft to kind of get everything aligned and pushing in the right direction? What kinds of things would you guys look at? What would you do differently? I'll hang up and listen. I'm out.
Yeah, Gamescom was bad. The Shannon Loftus needs to go. Terry Myerson needs to go.
Yeah.
Rework some of that stuff. Like, again, the crummy message of this is the X is for the hardcore, and then you sit there and show Disneyland Adventures and Zoo Tycoon Remastered. Like, when you're remastering games that were out at the launch of the Xbox One, that's not a good thing, because those just show that you're incredibly cheap and didn't really invest wisely in first-party games. So I would say invest heavily in first-party, buy up a third-party exclusive, a real exclusive. Keep your games.
Yeah.
Differentiate your console from everything else.
It's really, crap. Isn't it funny that nothing in the gaming world is revolutionary? Nothing Sony did, you're like, wow, where'd they come up with that? Like, it's just develop your portfolio, get more first-party games under your belt, make third-party deals. Be sensible about it. You don't have to go buy them all. Microsoft bought none. Buy a few of the ones that are big, so you split them up between you and your competitor.
Yeah. And
have new hardware come out apparently every 3 to 4 years that are optional buys.
Yeah.
And that's it, guys. I'm sorry. I know I didn't go to I don't have Phil's resume. I haven't been doing games since developing them for 25 years. I don't have all these cool OG Xbox stories like everybody else. But this is all that's been going on since the beginning of time. It's not much more in depth than that. And it's about having somebody that can come to a table and cut a deal. There's nobody at Microsoft that can cut a deal, apparently, like Adam Boyes did for Sony with their third-party deals that they locked down. Why is it they have Nihon? Why is it they have Bloodborne? Sony bought the IP. That's fine. Then Microsoft, go up to Valve, give them you love Valve. We love Valve. We love Steam. We love Steam. We love Valve. Valve's great. Yeah. I love Steam. Steam and away. Okay, we'll walk up to them, cut them a check and say, I want the IP for Left 4 Dead 3. Give it to me. Give it to me. What does it cost? Oh, it's going to cost me what? $800 million? I don't know. It's ridiculous numbers, but Sony didn't get Bloodborne for a slice of pizza and a Diet Pepsi. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, it cost them a lot of money. That's the Soul series. There's an allegiance there. They paid for that allegiance. Microsoft
but they probably got a home team discount too, though. So
that's possible. But I mean, at the same time, it's ridiculous. It blows my mind. So when Matty Beast asked that question, Matty, it's not like we don't even have a great answer for you. You know what it is? It's called Gaming Business 101. Nothing's changed since the Super Nintendo was out. It's not a big deal. I don't understand why they can't do it. They don't have the right person in place for first-party games. They don't have the right person apparently above Phil who knows how to handle a budget of money. Because my Xbox is getting some sort of big money. They're getting some sort of money, and it's just not being utilized correctly. I don't know how else to say it.
I agree 100%. There's not really much more that they can do aside from get rid of some of the people and have, I think, younger people that get it.
Right. And Crap, me and you agreed on this, Crap. I'll say it one more time. When they did the big shakeup when Donnie D was, let go, Donnie D was pretty much, there was a few others behind the scenes. Everybody that's in power at Xbox right now was in Donnie D's cabinet. He was in his world. So all you really did, if you fire a head coach in football, but you keep the offensive coordinator and the defensive coordinator, it's the same system, folks. It's the same system. So everyone that hates Donnie D and they're like, Donnie D was full of it. Okay, he made some executive decisions that were against Phil's grain. But all these people that are there right now are still Donnie D's people. These are his people. So you can only get so mad that you have the same offensive coordinator and the same defensive coordinator and you got rid of the head coach. You still have the same system in play. So don't be excited. You don't see new plays coming out when you don't have new coaches, and we need new people. We just need some new people. I don't know who. It's not my job to say who. We know Shannon. I don't think is the best person for that job. The other people, I think Mikey Barr should be running Xbox, and I think Phil should be doing games. I think it's simple. If you want to keep the same people there, that's what you do for a quick shakeup.
You got to get rid of Meyerson too.
Meyerson, I only know that he balances the checkbook. Other than that, I don't know what other decisions he makes.
He's Phil's boss too,
right? So he tells Phil what he can and cannot spend. I would assume.
Yeah, something like they need somebody in there with a little bit. Realize you got to spend money to make money.
So. Right. Get some hardcore people underneath you, like some hardcore people, like Mooch and Crap style people behind. Even down in the trenches that give a shit and want to win.
Yeah, agree 100%. And we're gonna roll the Wheel of Wonder here, and hopefully this all works out well. I'm pretty sure that
this is for Fortnite, right, Crap?
Yeah, we're giving away a copy of Fortnite. So whoever is gonna win this, is gonna be absolutely fantastic, and hopefully we can give it away to somebody who wants Fortnite on Xbox One. So yeah, awesome. Good luck.
Perfect. Let's hear it, Jay.
Well, it's gonna take about.
Yeah, we
30
won't.
seconds.
I think if you put it up there, we'll be gold.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't. Yeah. There it is.
Yep. I don't hear our beautiful 70s theme music though. Okay, so great. So everyone will just explain it to everybody. There's your Wheel of Wonder. We do have everybody's names. That included last week's too, Crap. We want to let everyone know that because we didn't have a wheel last week, you were included.
Yeah, even if you didn't hear your name today, your voicemail, it's because we ran over because of the mishap. So you're included, and we're going to go ahead and spin it and see who wins.
All right, let's see it.
It sounds like it's spinning incredibly well.
I hear some spinning going on. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, nice,
Nicholas. Hey, congrats! You get the game,
Nicholas. Well, that's awesome. And let me tell you something. Fortnite is growing. That's a game. There's a lot of people that say, "Hey, Mooch, I don't know why you keep talking up Fortnite when it's really not good." Here's the thing about Fortnite. Fortnite is a game that's going to be constantly in development. It's going through. It doesn't really go live until next year. So you get this game now. You can enjoy it. It's a $40 value. Go ahead and enjoy that game. And then, in all honesty, it's just going to keep giving you more and more content. I think it's a great game for friends to play. It's also a good family game, to be honest with you, because
100% agree.
It's got everything. It's got your Minecraft element in it. It's got crafting in it. It's got it's got your third person shooter element, and the caricatures that are the enemies are also of a funner degree, not necessarily, you know what I mean? It's not like it's a horror thing where kids can't play. Kids can play it as well.
Absolutely. And with that, we want to replay our new intro. Thanks to the awesome Livewires for creating this for us.
Livewire
you guys enjoyed. The show today. We've got more stuff coming. We're giving away an Xbox One X. More details on that in the coming couple of weeks. It's going to be a fantastic time to be a supporter. Support us on Patreon.
Yes.
Just real quick, TJ, Josha, Jack, Delilah, Justin, Anthony, Lethal Papa, Dustin, John, Mark, G-Man, Longshot, and Armored. You guys are great. Ethan, Best Singer, Seer Bliss, you guys rock. Thank you guys very much for supporting us, and we will catch you guys later. Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Enjoy your Sunday.
Wake on up. It's Mooch, it's Crap, and Jay in the morning. Wipe your eye boogies, get your coffee finished yawning. This is Mooch and Crap Show. Wake up, let us begin with gaming news, skits, and call-ins from all the fans. No matter where you at, Cali or Pakistan, New York or New Guinea, this is where it's at. These are Xbox dudes with Xbox views on slander and hate towards Xbox news. This is Mooch and Crap Show. show for the people, and they coming with it. Now do you understand? Now do you get it? Ponies love to lie and PC fans won't admit it, but Xbox hate is real and they all with it. Call in, let it ring in. We here to rock, we here to win. It's about the games, it's about the pride. Now Xbox community, come on, let's rock. Move and grab, make sure. Oh, oh.